Before you spend your money on purchasing a Rust Console community server from gportal, don't. Watch this video first. So for any of you that are not aware, I own 2 of the CNQR community servers, which are CNQR Warfare. Now, we've had these servers live since community servers went live. To give you some rough estimate of how long I've been an owner for community servers is about 2 months now. And as you know, I try to be as transparent as possible with my opinions and don't want to be too biased, but here I'm just going to say what I think from a owner's perspective, or a community server trying to get the best possible outcome for our servers. Now, this isn't going to be a tutorial on how to set up community servers. There's plenty of them on YouTube. You can go ahead and just browse through YouTube and you'll see many tutorials on how to set up your own community server. This is merely just a video suggestion. Before you buy, take into consideration these cons. Community servers first came to Rust Console within November. This was the time that everyone wanted a community server, and the provider for these servers was gportal. gportal best described themselves as founded by friends who loved playing online games together. Today, we have 20 years of experience in the game hosting industry and are still passionate gamers who believe in their product and want to provide you the best possible setup. So first and foremost, when we first purchased the community servers for Rust Console, it was hell. Because putting it into perspective, community servers were kind of touched upon at the launch of Rust Console, but never actually came into fruition to being any final product. And since then, everyone has been asking, where community servers, we want community servers, and then D11 answered our calls and brought it into the game within 2023. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that it was easy to pull off community servers, as you know, they have the whole code inside sort of thing. It must have taken a long time for their team to develop and produce this. And whilst I appreciate what they've tried to do is bring a more varied experience to Rust Console, which they have done. They've given us a lot of settings to play with. I'm talking from a consumer's standpoint, as someone who puts in their money, invests their money, pretty much with no gain out of it, apart from seeing people happy and experiencing the game in a different light and having fun with it. Speaking freely here and truthfully, it's been awful. Before anyone says this is a biased opinion, I've also seen and been within other community discords surrounding Rust Console and their community servers, and the owners say the similar things that I'm going to be saying. Before you buy a community server, number one, you've got to think, what is your target for a community server? What are you making it for? Are you making it a high modded server so people can have a rapid experience, snowball-like experience if you will? Or are you making it for a vanilla experience and just having it as a 2x, not giving out starts, not giving out base mats, basically saying, here's the map, here are the rules.
Dinner, you know the rules, and if you don't know the rules, get to know the rules.
Play by the rules. Once you establish what you want for your community server in terms of an end goal, that's when you can start to think, is it worth purchasing one of these? Now, I must say, if you want a popping server and you don't have a team around you, it's very hard to achieve this. And I say team because if you're someone that isn't known online within the Rust Console community and you're starting out, you need a team to then just produce content for this server. You need one, whether they're designing, whether they're promoting. You need a team of people basically throwing the server down people's throats online. However, if you're someone that's already established online like myself or Obi for example, it's very much easy to kind of gain a following within the Rust Console community servers, and even ours die down. So if you expect to see your server at 100 pop one day and then see it 0 pop another, you gotta get used to that. That happens because when people get raided and you don't give them starts, they will then just go onto other servers that will give them starts straight off the bat. So let's say you've gone ahead and bought a community server through gportal. Now, one thing I am going to say about gportal is when you're in the basic settings, you have a lot to play with, and it is fairly simple. Before publishing your server, going live, you will need to kind of test these settings out to gauge what is the best for your settings for the server and how people are going to experience it. But I'm not going to lie, I do like the UI and the website that gportal have provided. Very easy to kind of just get through and navigate. So that is one thing I'm going to applaud them for before going on the other things. So let's say, from example, of my point of view, I set up all these settings and then I basically promote the server before it drops so people get hyped and they want to have the experience alongside other clans. So for example, the CNQR Warfare clans does go off. We have a lot of people joining up. We have a queued server to the max. Everybody's ready to join up and have some fun for the day. And when the server goes live within, let's say 10 to 20 minutes, it goes down. So I've spoken to gportal in the past, like, what is this? Why is our server going down? There's two main reasons as to why the server goes down. One, that's more likely to be the case than the other. So the less likely case is that it's just game lag. So many people are joining up, so many people are doing stuff within the server that I can't hold it. And just going off course here, when community servers first dropped for Rust Console, every server just pretty much wasn't playable because so many people were buying community servers. gportal came out, and I believe the 11 might have came out if my memory serves me right. They came out and said, we didn't realize the demand for community servers. And I think gportal did say this. Now, the thing that I don't get is, how is there no communication between D11 and gportal to say, look, community servers, everyone's going to be wanting to play these, wanting to own one, especially pricing them at £15 per month. That is cheap as chips to some people, and loads of kids will just buy one and then do whatever with it. You're entitled to buy your own server, but all these people that are buying them to just be zero pop with a password, basically them and their two mates are playing, like everyone, if so many people were buying them that it was basically lagging, and gportal couldn't handle the demand for it. Especially for something like this, you should be 100% made aware there is a huge demand for community servers. So already off the bat, when community servers dropped, there was just a huge flop where people were waiting. I myself and the CNQR team were waiting well over a day for our community servers to get up and running. And so when we wipe our server, everybody's hyped. It then goes down, and yes, it could either be to do with the demand on the server that they can't keep up, which, like, it really is kind of bad when you think about it, because we put a lot of time and effort into this. However, the more likely reason, other than the server lagging, is DDoSing. And DDoSing happens to every single big community server. I'm talking Obi server, I'm talking Caleb server, I'm talking Nova server, I'm talking Rome, I'm talking CNQR Warfare. All of these servers get hit off. And what I really don't like is how weak this DDoS protection is. It doesn't even seem like we have DDoS protection. Like, CNQR Warfare was down for well over a day, and because there were certain other servers that were down and not playable, people were then fluctuating into our server, and we were getting a bigger player base and queue. And so, in turn, a lot of people were DDoSing our server to take players from our server, which is what people do in this game. Clearly have a life doing that. It's not the fact that people can DDoS, it's how many times people can do this over and over and over again. It makes me, the staff of the server, just so demotivated. Like, what's the point in owning one? What's the point in giving the money to gportal and probably D11? I don't know how much of a share or cut they get in this. You're paying your money, £15 per month, and you can't even play or control them because they're too busy getting hit off. So gportal say they have 3 lines of defense for this DDoS protection. I'm just going to put it blatantly, from a consumer's point of view of owning one of these servers for over 2 months now, it's not good at all. The DDoS protection doesn't even seem like it works. The amount of tickets me and the other owners of the community server open for gportal to read, basically saying the same old thing: we are getting DDoS, can we please have some help here? So gportal eventually got back to us with a solution. They moved us over to some new hardware and changed the IP. And we were like, okay, thank you, that's good. I mean, it's taken long enough, no offense. However, we've gotten to this point, so here we are. Let's make the best of a bad situation. So we got the server back on top, back with a good queue and a good pop-in community, and people were just having fun as usual. And then within an hour, the server got taken down again, and everybody thought, oh, here we go, DDoS and DDoS that, DDoS this, and everyone was like, okay, it's been DDoS, I'm gonna move server. People got tired of the server going down because they thought it was a DDoS. We then contacted gportal, and it was even worse than DDoS. It was something to do with gportal. So everyone thinks it's just been DDoS when it is a gportal connection issue. So we've just gotten over one hurdle of, DDoS protection, and now we need to get over another one with gportal actually fixing their own connection issues. My point is that there is a lot of connection issues going on with gportal. I can only assess this by basically looking at the fact that everyone's got a community server, so it's in high demand, which I'm guessing may stress in some way, shape or form the server hoster, which is why these servers go down. You've got prepared to, see that your server will go down quite a lot, whether it's to do with DDoSing or it's gportal connection related issues. The thing is, it wouldn't even be bad if it was just to do with gportal connection based issues. It's the fact that we get over one hurdle of it being DDoSed, and then suddenly our server goes down, and it's to do with gportal connection. More recently as well with this is our servers started lagging, both of the servers. And then I looked in other discords, OB server was lagging, a lot of other servers were lagging, and this was just to do with community servers. This was a gportal issue again. How many issues are we going to have before the game actually runs smoothly? And D11 have come out and said on their Twitter, I believe, that they're going to be updating some more performance-based issues surrounding community servers. Hopefully this fixes a lot of them, because right now community servers are not worth it. If you're looking into buying a server, do not buy it just yet. Ride the wave and just purchase when the game is more fully developed and better in terms of performance, both on gportals and D11's part. Right now, is so bad. All the time we're making tickets sounding like crybabies, when really we're putting our own money into this for gportal to take, and then say, well, we've got a DDoS protection, but it doesn't really work that well. And then when we can finally relax about not having as many DDoSing attempts, we then go down because of connection issues to do with gportal. And I've made my opinion fully aware within the gportal Discord. I've also supplied all the DDoS and related messages, and you know, hopefully that had something or some pull on to do what they're about to do now, and that is to invest into better DDoSing protection. On their website there is a DDoS protection page, and this was last updated on April 20th 2020, and they're still using, to my knowledge, the same DDoS protection 3 to 4 years later, and this needs to change now. Otherwise, community servers are not going to be a thing that people are going to be investing in within the next year. They will literally die off. People will go back to vanilla servers where you can actually play the game with maybe a little bit of lag depending on what region you're playing in, maybe a bit of an FPS drop, but at least you're playing the game, not just waiting at a loading screen because people are DDoSing it or there's connection issues based on gportal. So these things you're going to have to factor in for your community server. There's a lot more that's wrong with community servers right now than that is right. And I only invest in this, as well as the team. We only invest in this because we already have a community that plays them, and we want them to enjoy it and have a good experience on Rust Console. However, we simply cannot do this and achieve it because of people able to DDoS so easily. And obviously, as I've said multiple times now, on top of that, we then have the connection issues where it just keeps on going down. People will get tired, especially if you're a new founded community server. People will get tired and they'll move server because they will lose patience. You have to keep the patience of the people in your server, and that's a very hard thing to do. My advice is create a plan for your community servers and what you want to execute. How well do you want the servers to run? What are the settings going to be? Is it going to be vanilla or 2 and 3 times? And once you've got that done, you then have a concrete basis of your community server. Then try and see if you can promote it and how you can promote it the best way possible, and then ride the wave of community servers being shit right now, to then you being able to invest and afford them when they're in a better state, because right now they are not worth it from an owner's point of view of 2 months. And this is just not my opinion either. This is most of the people's opinions who owns a server that puts money into it each month for them to run, and these are from the biggest servers on the Rust Console community server tab. I hope you guys took something away from this video and enjoyed it somewhat. I know it was a little bit of a rant, but this is something that needs to be addressed and worked on as much as they can, because this is money that we're putting in. This is our own hard-earned money that whatever way we're earning it from, we're putting in to this company and not getting the satisfactory experience out of it. We can't run our own servers, so why are we investing this money in the first place? We've been told that there's a DDoS protection when it very clearly isn't that well applied and good, as well as there's so many servers that, you know, we keep on lagging and not being able to see what kind of servers we're playing. It's really just a mess right now, and I kind of expected better considering we waited this long for community servers to happen. However, it's just flopped massively. So hopefully there's a big update within the coming week from D11 that hopefully we'll see and that I'll cover, that will, you know, burn the bridges of the bad mistakes that have been happening with these community servers on both D11 and gportal's end. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video, it's greatly appreciated. All my links are in the description. Subscribe if you're in fact new around here, and I'll see you in the next one.